Hello there, squad. Raw here. Nice to see you. Yes, it is. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing G-Max Inteleon. Hopefully I've said that correctly. But moving on. So ability-wise, it's got Torrent, which all water-type starter Pokemon have. When your HP is below 1/3, water-type moves are increased by 50% in terms of power, which is actually a good ability for Inteleon. Because unfortunately its other ability, which isn't a bad ability, is Sniper. Power critical hit moves is increased from 225% rather than 150%. The only problem with this is that it's very you know, for the most part it comes down to luck on how lucky you are to get a crit. There is a few things you can do to guarantee a crit on Inteleon, but Torrent is probably the most used ability for Inteleon, though, most likely. It is only weak to Electric and Grass, which is unfortunate because of G-Max Venusaur and G-Max Rillaboom, or even just regular Rillaboom with Grassy Glide. Let's have a look at its moves, though, first. It's got a signature move, Snipe Shot. This ignores the effects of opposing Pokemon's moves and abilities that draw in moves. So that's great. So Gastrodon can't redirect any water-type moves, which is always very useful, and it bypasses Follow Me, stuff like that. Snipe Shot also has a hidden +1 crit chance, so Snipe Shot does have +1 crit bonus. Bear that in mind. Let's have a continuous look. Soak. I suppose you could do some stuff with Soak, but probably not worth a move slot. Hyper Beam turns into Max Strike, very powerful special type, normal type move, I suppose. It's got Icy Wind as well, so speed control. It's actually got Weather Ball, which is quite interesting. Air Slash in terms of max airstream, always very helpful. Ice Beam, Blizzard. Muddy Water, Dark Pulse, Max Darkness does lower the special defense, so making Inteleon a little bit more powerful. It also actually has Focus Energy, which increases the crit rate +2. In terms of egg moves, it's got Aqua Jet, Double Team, Mist Haze, Ice Shard, Fell Stinger. You're not going to really use many of these egg moves. Maybe Aqua Jet if you're partnered with weakness policy Pokemon such as Colossal or T-Tar. Does get Scale Shot, but not very useful here. Right, G-Max Hydro Snipe is G-Max Inteleon's special move. This is capped at 160 base power, which means Snipe Shot does turn into a 160 base power special type move, which is absolutely amazing. And this is the water type attack that Gigantamax Inteleons use. The move can be used on a target regardless of its abilities. So a bit like the others, this is basically Mold Breaker. So it ignores Pokemon's like Mimikyu's Disguise, Gastrodon's Storm Drain. It will be redirected by Storm Drain now, but it will actually hit Gastrodon opposed to giving it a boost in a special attack. In terms of stats, though, it's got 70 HP, 85 attack, 65 defense, 125 special attack, 65 special defense, and 120 speed. 530 base total. Inteleon is extremely frail. 65 on the defenses and 70 HP is not a lot. In theory, having maybe 20 less attack and sticking that into the defenses or HP would have been really nice. But it is what it is. So yeah. I think its design looks pretty cool as well. I quite like its design. I'm not like huge fond of it, but it's pretty cool. I also just want to quickly talk about the critical hits. So with Sniper Shot's hidden +1, Focus Energy, and Scope Lens, you can effectively get a +4, which guarantees you 100% crits. Now, this would only, I mean, we'll go about this now. If we go to Pokemon Showdown, this is the first set I've built for G-Max Inteleon. Most of the time, you're always going to be running a Timid Nature with max special attack and speed. There's not really many other ways you can run it. But if you use Focus Energy plus Scope Lens, when you're Gigantamax, you have the same chance of hitting a crit as Togekiss, which is 50%. outside of Gigantamax with Snipe Shot, you are hitting 100% crits, which is absolutely amazing. Focus Energy also turns into Max Guard in G-Max. The only problem is, though, I think this requires quite a lot of setting. Oh, it doesn't require a lot of setting up. All you have to do is click Focus Energy, then either hit Snipe Shot or G-Max and get them 50% crits. It's very luck based, though. Is it 50-50? It's going to happen, or it doesn't. If you're running Inteleon next to a lot of follow me users or support Pokemon, you could argue using that set to get that sniper boost as well. I personally think it's probably a little bit gimmicky, which is unfortunate for Inteleon, but it is what it is, you know. It's a shame there isn't a move that does damage that also gives the focus energy boost. Looking at you, G-Max Machamp. Shout out to G-Max Machamp. You could, in theory, partner it with Inteleon, but that's a whole different video, to be honest with you, because this is about G-Max Inteleon. Second set, which is probably the most common set, is actually a Torrent set. Like I said, Inteleon probably benefits mostly out of Torrent. You could still run Sniper in case you do hit a critical type move. That is definitely feasible, because Torrent is only going to work if you're below 1/3 HP anyway. So in theory, you could run Sniper still, just to get that boost on the crit moves in case you do land them. So personally, it's probably preference whether you run Torrent or Sniper. There probably isn't a wrong or right, to be honest with you. If you are running Focus Sash, then Torrent is probably better. Otherwise, this is a very standard set. Life Orb, Snipe Shot, Blizzard, Air Slash, Dark Pulse. You could put Protect on here as well. Like I said, Inteleon also actually does get Weather Ball. So if you're going against a Sun team, they've got Torkoal plus Venusaur. You could, in theory, hit it with a Fire-type Weather Ball. Venusaur would be outspeeding you by that point, so there's not much point, to be honest with you. Yeah, so these are Inteleon's pretty much its four most basic moves: Snipe Shot, Blizzard, Air Slash, and Dark Pulse. Again, like I said, you could put Protect over Dark Pulse. I quite think though, if you're using an all-out attacking Inteleon, though, you want as much coverage as possible. Life Orb, if it's not available to you because you've got another Pokemon, you could put Focus Sash. Like I said, Inteleon is extremely frail. And then once your Sash has been activated, or just in case, you're now below 1/3 HP, max G-Max Snipe Shot as well as Snipe Shot itself, and now doing 50% more power, which is absolutely extremely strong, coming off a 125 base special attack as well as a 160 base power move. Air Slash turns into Max Airstream. It's great for Max Airstream, giving yourself a speed boost as well as your partner. Like I said, Dark Pulse does lower the special defense, so that is very useful. Blizzard is just a great move in general. Turns into a very strong Max Hailstorm, which in general is a great coverage, but it is up to you. You could also run Expert Belt as well if you really wanted to. I personally think Life Orb or Focus Sash are better though. Again, ability really is down to you. Either ability does work. Most people probably run Torrent with Focus Sash. Otherwise, if you're running Life Orb, possibly Sniper would be better still. You could still run Focus Energy if you wanted, but then that's pretty much the same as the first set, isn't it? So probably not much use in that. Right, in terms of partners, I think Inteleon needs quite a lot of support to redirect moves away from it, because it is super frail. It won't take a beating, it won't take many hits to knock it down. So Follow Me Togekiss I think is very good. It's resistant to grass type moves, which Inteleon is weak to, and it does have that air slash so it can hit grass types with super effective damage. They do share a weakness in electric though, so that is why I do have the Wakan Berry on it. So you could redirect an electric type move, survive it with the Wakan Berry, and then take another one, shielded Inteleon and letting it fire off some extremely powerful moves. Very basic set, physically bulky. You enough speed EVs here to outspeed base 95s after a +1. You could make this more specially defensive if you wanted. It is entirely up to you. Again, moveset is adjustable. You could put Protect over Yawn. It is up to you. Another good partner, though, I think, is probably Marowak. Now, Marowak does have access to Lightning Rod, which I have mentioned in the past. This redirects electric-type moves away from Inteleon and is immune to them in practice. If Galarian Weezing is not on the field, that is. But at the same time, Marowak also scares off those grass-type Pokemon with very powerful Flare Blitzes. Do bear in mind, though, you have to be careful with Venusaur and Rillaboom still. Rillaboom does have knockoff, which would knock off a load of Marowak's Fit Club, which will make it deal much less damage, as well as being weak to Earth Power, which a lot of Venusaur do carry. But yes, a load of Marowak can actually also hit electric types with Boomerang. Outside of Rotoms, that is. But yeah, I think a load of Marowak is definitely a very strong choice for partners to G-Max Inteleon. Otherwise, we also have Amoonguss here. I think Amoonguss is also a really great partner. It can redirect them electric type moves and is resistant to them. The only issue with Amoonguss and Inteleon is it cannot redirect moves from grass type Pokemon because Rage Powder doesn't affect grass type Pokemon, which means that's a little bit of a bummer. But it is what it is. It's an option if your opponent doesn't have any grass type Pokemon. Spore is a great support move, put a Pokemon asleep. Sludge Bomb for coverage is going to be Giga Drain or Protect. Pollen Puff is also good support for Inteleon. Heals its HP 50% if used on Inteleon, which is good. This is just a mixed bulky set. You could run it however you want. You could put Life Orb or Pinch Berry or Leftovers or Citrus Berry on item slot. It's completely up to you. But apart from that, though, other partners for Inteleon are Pokemon like G-Max Machamp if you're not using the G-Max form. But again, this is about G-Max Inteleon. Indeedee as well with Follow Me, or even Male Indeedee with Prison and in Trick Room, because Inteleon is extremely fast, so it doesn't want to be playing in Trick Room. So having Pokemon on your team that can prevent Trick Room or reverse it is very helpful. So Indeedee, female and male, can be very helpful there. Otherwise, see what your team needs. Next, let's go over to Pickalytics and see how everyone else is using their Inteleon. So I did have a quick look earlier, actually. So Air Slash, Protect, Snipe Shot, and Blizzard are the moves of choice. Hydro Cannon is there. I don't think that's really needed now because Snipe Shot does turn into a 160 base power G-Max move. Dark Pulse is there as well, even Icy Wind. Unfortunately, though, it's not very used. Number 65 on the ranking list for poor old Inteleon over here. A bit like Blastoise in terms of water types, gets a short straw on the spectrum. In terms of teammates, who have we got? So we've got Togekiss, Whimsicott, and Amoonguss, Galarian Weezing, Rillaboom, Dragon Ball, Incineroar, Colossal's there as well. Pretty cool. In terms of abilities, it's almost 50-50. Torrent seems to be used more than Sniper. In terms of items, Scope Lens, Life Orb, and Focus Sash seem to be pretty evenly tied there, with Scope Lens taking the spot. Expert Belt is there as well, actually. Razor Claw does the same as Scope Lens. As you can see, they're all timid. There's no reason to not run timid. Some people have maybe run modest. It's not worth losing the speed, though, personally. So do bear that in mind. Let's have a look and see what sort of teams it's being used on. So there's actually, is that only one team? Right, so there's only one team for Inteleon on the rankings found, and that's got Rillaboom, a load of Marowak, Togekiss, Porygon 2, Inteleon, and Indeedee female. So two of the partners I mentioned are actually there. I'm surprised to only see one team, actually. I did expect more. Never mind, though. But yes, I think that's pretty much all to say about G-Max Inteleon. It is very straightforward and max speed and special attack with a timid nature. I personally would not run a modest. It's not worth losing the speed investment. 120 base speed is very, very nice. Keep it that way. 125 special attack is still huge, so it's still dealing huge amounts of damage, even running a timid. Again, very frail, so you have to be very, very careful. You don't want your G-Max Inteleon taking many hits at all. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it. I think I've covered everything. If I have missed something, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Have you used G-Max Inteleon? Do you want to use it? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it got shafted? I personally think it got a little bit shafted. But it is what it is. I don't think I will use it personally. It's not my kind of Pokemon. But it, you know, it's pretty cool looking. If you're a fan of it, I do recommend giving it a go, because why not? It could very much surprise your opponents, and that is a great way to win battles, is a surprise element. Otherwise, yeah, I will see you all later. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Otherwise, I will see you all later. Rob out.